Vic. Wanted to tap into your knowledge again to help May out. May's son was killed by a drunk driver and told that there were 3 cars insured, I guess, in the family, but only 1 car was involved. And May heard that an attorney may be able to look through and collect on all 3 of the policies. Is that, you've discussed, is that stacking? And is
stacking? Yes, stacking.
Is that true?
Well, stacking would only apply in a circumstance like that if there were multiple defendants and each of the defendants had their own insurance. You have a type of stacking there. In other words, if one defendant had 50,000, another had 100,000, another had 75,000, you could assert a claim against all 3 and try to collect all the available money on those policies for the wrongful death. In addition to that, in the circumstance that May has brought up, as we always tell you, have uninsured motorist coverage. Uninsured motorist coverage with some companies you can stack. So say, for example, in May's circumstance, it was only $100,000 in available insurance, but she had insurance with State Farm, which had $250,000 limits on 3 cars. You can stack the uninsured motorist coverage that's available there so that she would actually have, instead of $100,000 in available coverage for the death, you would actually have $850,000. And we search out that insurance all the time. And as part of our investigation, we also search out potential umbrella coverage, which is a different type of policy, which can be stacked for one individual defendant. We have a case right now pending where we thought initially there was only $500,000 in coverage, and then we identified an umbrella policy that had another $1 million. Now, in South Carolina, it may be a little different. Chase?
Now, you can stack, not the liability policies typically. The only ones you can really stack are the UM policies. Those are the ones that you have on your vehicles at home. But it's going to be limited to the amount of UM coverage you have on the vehicle involved in the accident. For instance, if you have 3 cars and one of them has $100,000 in UM coverage, and you have 250 and 250 on the other 2 cars, you can only stack up to 100,000 because the one involved in the accident had 100,000. So there's some very specific rules that you have to sort of pay attention to if you're trying to stack. And just like in South Carolina or in Georgia, in South Carolina, most of the time you can't stack liability coverage. A situation where you could do that would be something like a mother giving a child, a younger adult in the house, keys to the car, and she knows that person has a drinking problem, and they're going out to have, to party that night, and the person knows it. In those types of situations, you can hold the mother responsible and the driver themselves. So those would be one of the unique circumstances where you can hold, you can access more than one policy on the liability side.